I think one of the more interesting things in golf or golf swings is how somebody can generate so much club head speed with such a short golf swing. I'm talking about Jon Rahm. Jon Rahm's really been fun to watch if we just take a look at how wide he gets in his backswing. It's a big move into his backswing. I want to highlight one sort of aspect of his swing that I think is the reason why he creates so much speed. It is a perfect kinematic sequence. In other words, he moves everything in such perfect sequence that he adds to the speed of the club head. That's what you want to do, obviously. Everything going here to add speed there. But you see how wide he is in the backswing. You see how far his arms are away from him, and then they draw in narrow. Just look at the increased set in his wrist right there in transition. You can just see that, right? Obviously, he's going from wide to narrow, okay? So it's like he's loading the whip. The idea is to crack that whip right at impact, right? That's when you want the most speed. So he's loading the whip right there, and he's also lowering his whole body. His whole body's going low right here. Still see a little pressure right here in his right foot, but you see all of this getting lower for sure. His whole body's getting lower, and pressure's going right in here, okay, in transition. It's a beautiful move, all right? All right, look at that. That's awesome. Now the knees are kicking towards the target. Lee Trevino used to talk about in transition, he would kick his knees towards the target. You're up here at the top, you kick your knees in, you keep your back to the target, right? So you're closed here, but your knees are in. This is just a wonderfully athletic position. But from there, you've got to stretch, you've got to unwind, which he's doing beautifully. We'll get him down, we'll take him from this point down to impact, right? I want you to notice a lot of cool things going on here. You see, this is now unweighting. He's already got that left hip so far back, pressure's in his right foot, and he's pressing on the gas. He's just pressing on the gas. And you see how this foot, it's not completely off the ground, but you can get the sense that there's not a lot of pressure in that foot. He's moved that left hip back. He's extended this whole left side. This you want to hit it farther. Just try to think of just getting your left shoulder as high as you can through the ball. I mean, that's one of the things that will affect all this. It's a simple thought. But you get up to the top, it's like think about getting that left shoulder as high as you can by impact. That'll help you extend every part of this. But you can see the pressure's there. He's using that pressure to elevate, rotate, and to extend. Beautiful head behind there. Another thing I want you to point out is this is a misnomer. If you ever read Ben Hogan's book, 5 Fundamentals, he talks about, and the illustrator, a fellow by the name of Anthony Ravielli, eons ago, draws the inner elbows pointing straight up at the sky. And he says that's the feeling that you should have going back and going through. Problem is, Ben Hogan did not do that. His inner elbow was not pointing up to the sky. On the contrary, his inner elbow was pointing behind him, and his elbow was pointed at the target. The reason that's important is, and almost every single great ball striker will have their left elbow pointed at the target, is because when you've got your left elbow pointed at the target, it limits the amount that your hand can rotate. So if you turn it and you get inner elbow high, I can turn that hand this way. I can turn it, I've got full range of motion. I get that left elbow pointed at the target, all of a sudden I can't go past there. So you're talking about a more stable club head because of that. And look at how the back of his left hand is just pointing right down the target. I mean, this is Lee Trevino type stuff. We've made that analogy before with Jon Rahm, but it's a short swing. It's a powerful swing, but it's really interesting. There's a lot that we can learn from. For more content like this, subscribe to our Golf Channel YouTube page below, and don't forget, you can catch all of our podcasts on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.